Hello, welcome to my stretch break. That's a little better. We're working with a little less light today, and I hope everybody's doing well. I know the air quality took a turn for the worse, but it's time to stretch. Let's work ourselves up to standing. Take a moment, stand up tall. Today, we're going to start with a mountain pose. So I'm pulling my shoulders back, got my feet under my armpits, I'm pulling in my core, big chest, stretching out my fingers. Let's take 5 breaths. Best posture, best possible posture, breathing in through the nose, breathing out the mouth. 4 more. Inhale. Taking long, drawn out breaths. One more deep breath in. Relax. All right, let's shake out the feet. Roll out the wrists, doing some simple wrist rolls. Stretching out the hands, stretching out the fists. All right, taking left palm face up. Take right hand underneath, bend my knees. Stretch my body to the right. Come back through center. Stretching my body over to the left. Coming back through center. Stretching the arms out. Getting some arm circles. Get about 10. Thumbs forward. And then we'll get about 10 thumbs backwards. I was teaching lots of plyometrics this morning. I'm wicked tight. I'm happy to stretch right now. Let's step our left foot back, pushing down through our right heel, stretching our calf, stretching left knee forward into a lunge so that we're getting a big hip flexor stretch. Taking left hand to left thigh, reaching right arm to the sky, opening up our obliques, reaching length out of our fingertips, reaching length out of our fingertips. So find your breath. All right, switching sides. Taking right hand, right thigh, reaching left arm to the sky. Stepping back into that left calf, so getting the calf, lunge, oblique, stretch. Work ourselves out into our Romanian stretch. Bringing our hands to our thighs, pushing back on our heels. Roll out our shoulders. Out our shoulders. Nice. Waist, trunk, shoulder, stretch. All right. Shake it out. Let's work some rotation. So I'll be pivoting into it. So working a little trunk rotation. As you can tell, turning the hands. If you followed previous videos, you'll know that I treat this like a toss. Like I'm tossing, tossing, tossing. This is a rugby toss. We always pass backwards. We don't need to make this aggressive. This is supposed to be kind of light, whimsical, nothing too serious. We're not forcing aggressive movements. All right. Act on the lower extremity. Let's work into some butt. Some heel taps. Since we already hit the hip flexors, we don't need to do our march in place today. Introducing a new one. Standing windmill. So this is an old school stretch. So think moving your hips, moving your spine. We're going to work around, coming up, working with our hips. Our knees are unlocked. Did a couple of these. Going counterclockwise. A couple of these, or a few of these rather, clockwise. Work ourselves up, center, stretching our left arm out, dropping right ear over towards right shoulder, eyes up into the left, breathing in. Switching sides, dropping left ear over, eyes up into the right, pressing down through right arm. Back through center. Checking out something we may have not talked about before, chest expansion. Maybe a couple times, working on stretching the wrists. Finding a big chest here. All right. This is our modification. If I can't interlace both fingers behind my hips, I start by just shaking hands with one, getting a bit more flexible. And this one will allow me to get a little bit better if I'm wicked tight right here. Practice Shaking hands on the other side. This one, again, it's a bit tough, but it's easier than the full on. Trying to get more limber in the shoulders. Now, a corresponding stretch that we can do in conjunction with this handshake to get more flexible for the chest expansion would be to reach overhead and behind. Back. Hard work. Especially if you never do it. This is one of the hardest things to do in yoga, some of these backward reaches. I've done too much weightlifting in the last couple of days to really want to try and bring those hands together in cow's face pose. Do it solo. I might bring this in here. That's for homework. That one is intensely difficult. Intensely difficult. Let's shake it out. Get a few more stretches. Find our Superman position. Looking out over the left shoulder. Knees forward. Chest forward, just the neck. Taking it back through center, looking out over the right shoulder. All right. Last but not least, let's work our wrists here. So working on pulling back. Last time I think I introduced that we can do this one as well. This one's great for getting some of those stuck joints, those pops and cracks. This one is primarily aimed at stretching my forearm. So the front of my arm right here. The light's a bit weird today, so if I come off like a ghost, I apologize. I'm kind of right at that 90 degree. I'll make a tight fist. Shake it out. Working that other side. Stretching out left forearm. So again, right here, we're highlighting right here. And this one's specifically for that carpal tunnel. Now, when I do this one right here, it's just more fingers. I'm not getting much happening right here. And lastly, we've talked about this one before where I take my thumb. Right here, I wrap around behind, stretching the wrist back. So I'm stretching it perfectly back. I'm trying to stretch apart the joints there, so these carpal bones. No aggressive movements, remember, no force. And I'll relax, tighten it up, shake it out. Working that other side, thumb, wrist, stretching perfectly back, perfectly back. No aggressive movements. This thumb is like a bumper plate. It keeps from too much translation of the wrist. And also these fingers back here help keep it moving in the direction that I want it to go. All right, stretch it out. Fist, perfect. Your body should be nice and warm now. I hope that you're safe. I know I'm a ghost right now thanks to this lighting. The smoke's terrible. It's tough that with the situation we find ourselves in, but together we'll succeed. So thank you to those of you who view this today, to those of you who view this in the future. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Take care.